Hello guys, welcome back to another video, and well, today I may have been able to find a way to see if some of these new Jurassic World survival toy rumors, leaks, or whatever you want to consider them, and basically just confirm that they may be true. I do want to mention that this is not 100% foolproof, but this is something I kind of noticed, and I just wanted to try it out some. So anyways, this site, Ice Cats, basically, has been revealing a lot of Jurassic World Rebirth listings. Like, for example, here's the Strike Attack Dunkelostes you may have seen going around. But, like, for example, if we throw in, let's just do Strike Attacks for now. You just look that up on here. If it wants to load, of course. Anyways, yeah. You look up Strike Attacks, and then you sort by newest to oldest. You can see there are some, like, honestly, of course, there are some listings, which I don't know, but I think some of the survival ones may have been taken down. Because for some reason they're not popping up. Even if we put in, like, yeah, usually when sorting from newest to oldest, they usually pop up. Like, okay, you can see them here, for example, when you scroll down. The new Triceratops, the Stomatosuchus, Dimorphodon, Dilophosaurus. These are creatures that we have had confirmed for a while now, and you can see that they pop up. Here's some more of them down here. The stupid dragon is getting one. Here's one for the Spinosaurus, Dunkelostes, Dromaeosaurus. Some creatures we've had confirmed. And again, you can see that the listings all pop up. But something I wanted to try, like, again, I think if I just put in regular, like, Mattel Jurassic World, if I remember correctly, it should also bring up some of the new survival listings. We look up newest to oldest, and then also sort by brand, Mattel. Usually, okay, yeah, I don't know why when sorting by newest, it's not bringing up the actual newest listings for some reason. But, yeah, usually what would happen, like, again, when you do it regularly, it pop up. But, yeah, you can see, like, Strike Attack, the more from the Strike Attacks again. But, yeah, the Draco Danger Pack, the Strike Attack, Dilophosaurus. I'm gonna stop dilly-dallying, but you can see that, basically, this has some listings. They don't have images yet, but they are, like, pretty much confirmed listings for species we're having review. So, most lists of confirmed survival figures that we just haven't seen yet mostly come from this site. I know there are some that don't, but for a majority of them, they do come from this site. But I think I found out a way, because some of the listings, I can't find any here, but there are some listings that don't have a species name, and they just have, like, a product code. And you don't see a species name on the listing, so we don't know what they are. But I have a list over here of all of the rumored creatures, plus these top ones I want to mention. I have these split up into sections. The top one are creatures that have not been rumored at all. I just want to kind of throw them in as some example creatures just to show that these wouldn't pop up if, like, since we're probably not getting figures of them. But then we also have these species under it. We have the Strike Attacks that we haven't had, that have been rumored. The Wild Roars that have been rumored, the Gigantic Crashes that have been rumored, then some of the large figures that have been rumored, and we're going to basically be throwing them in here and seeing if they pop up under, like, an unnamed listing. So, like, for example, let's take Megalodon, for example. Like, I doubt that we're getting a Megalodon figure, at least not this soon. So, if we throw Megalodon into here, and then sort by Mattel, they don't even have it as an option, because, again, Mattel's not making a Megalodon. Let's do Smilodon, for example. Yeah, sorry it's taking me so long to actually get to the main point of this video, but just kind of wanted to throw in some of the... Okay, accidentally messed that up, and I deleted this already. But, yeah, pretty much, let's throw Smilodon in. Like, if I look up brands, I don't think Mattel will have one. You know, never better to safe than sorry. Let's do an actual dinosaur, for example, Saurophaganax, another creature. You can see there's no Mattel listings popping up for any of these species so far. And honestly, they don't even have Mattel as a brand listing. So yeah, let's do Nape. Because honestly, I just really want a Nape figure from Mattel. But another creature we're likely not going to get, especially not this year. Look by Mattel again. Nothing. Now, I'm going to just get rid of these. I had some examples. I had quite a few, but we're not going to go through all of those. Anyways, we're going to go to these listings here. So again, at the top, we have the Strike Attack figures. These are 3 ones that we have not revealed and are technically, again, don't have actual listings on here, but at least listings that are not labeled as them. We have some Wild Roars, again, some more rumored ones, some more rumored Gigantic Thrashers, which is 3, which we only usually get 2 waves. We basically get 4 Gigantic Thrashers per year, 2 in each wave, and we already have wave 1 confirmed, Gorgosaurus and Stegosaurus. And then we had 3 confirmed, which honestly seems like one of these are unlikely. And then we have some larger figures. I just want to kind of check these, because again, I think I may have found a way to actually check if these listings are, like, if these creatures are somewhat confirmed. Let's start with Scelidosaurus. Pretty much, again, there's that figure that basically me and many other people thought was a Scelidosaurus, but it actually turned out to be the Spectrovinator figure, which I'm not going to even bother opening that can of worms of how garbage that figure is. But again, that turns out not to actually be the Scelidosaurus. And again, Scelidosaurus I saw kind of going back and forth whether it's going to be a strike attack or a danger pack figure. I mean, I guess frenzy pack figure. But yeah, if we put in Scelidosaurus here and look up Mattel, there's nothing that comes up. So there is no listing for it. This doesn't automatically mean that it is fake, but I will say that again, with some of these other ones, there were listings that popped up. So I do, again, let's do Estemmenosuchus next. We throw this in, nothing comes up. Look up Mattel, absolutely nothing. Newest to oldest date, absolutely nothing. Nothing for this. I'll still say it's unconfirmed because again, we don't have anything confirming it or not. Then we have Deinonychus, another creature, rumored to be a strike attack figure. Throw that in. There are some listings, but none of them are Mattel. This is actually all the listings they have for it. But now if we move over to the wild raws. So again, strike attacks, these are still unconfirmed. Again, there's no, just because there's no listing here doesn't mean that we're not getting them. Though I was kind of doubtful of this, these extra strike attacks, considering how we had wave 2 pretty much confirmed already. And we usually only get 2 wave of strike attack figures. So again, I was a little bit skeptical. Again, don't completely count them as like fake yet, but I would say there's nothing saying that we're getting them, at least that I can find. There may be like another website that has listings for them, but this is like the only website I've really been seeing listings for. But if we look up Metriacanthosaurus, right here, a figure. It's from Mattel. It's a relatively, if we open it up, I think it does say when this was put up. I can't remember when. Yeah, October 23rd, a little bit after the other listings. If you scroll down to some of the information, pretty much it has... again, it has battery. Basically, this right here will say if it requires batteries, and yes, it does say that it requires batteries, which would be what you would expect from a wild raw figure. Of course, an open box. Honestly, it has some dimensions here, which maybe I'll check out these dimensions to see if they match wild raw figures in a second. But mostly length, I think it would, or I don't know, width or something. One of those dimensions, I'm pretty sure would match up to a wild raw figure, but we'll probably check that in a second. But again, it's a battery used figure. And again, it has no, like basically no, again, no images or not confirming that it's Metriacanthosaurus. But if you see right here, product name JKL83, which again, that last number at the end is what we're going to be taking a closer look at. And I'm just going to put this over and replacing the word unconfirmed, which again, do take this with a grain of salt. I don't know exactly how accurate this is, but if we put in the product number, we're just going to keep that to keep track of the product numbers. Generally, waves and size ranges kind of stick together. So like next, we put in Triceratops. And we look up, let's see, newest to oldest. And then let's sort by Mattel. 16 listings for Triceratops. Let's just scroll through here. There is a figure for Triceratops, no image. This right here is confirmed to be a minifigure, a Dominion minifigure, so that doesn't count. But product 81. Right here, product number 81. And then if we scroll down, it should say requires batteries. So there's that. And I think the dimensions, I do want to take a look. They should be similar, at least. I mean, they're a little bit different, but generally, like, the Ceratopsians are a little bit heftier, I'd say. So I think that would explain the maybe size difference. Honestly, I'm not even checking really to make sure. I probably should be, but I'm not really checking specifically to make sure the weight is higher on the Triceratops. But yeah, again, here's the product number, 81. Again, only like one off from the Metriacanthosaurus. Well, there's one in between, but yeah. If we move on to Cryolophosaurus, one that I still feel like is a weird choice. Cryolophosaurus. Let's just pop this into the search bar real fast. Cryolophosaurus. There is, again, number 80. Child figure 80 from Mattel. You can see the product name, basically the same. I don't know if there's a way that like actually check product names somewhere on like a different site to check specifically what they are, but just on this site, again, so we have 80, 81, and 83. So this last one, Stomatosuchus, another rumored one, and probably my favorite out of these that I'm hoping is well done, but again, Stomatosuchus, another rumored creature. Assuming this should be, assumably 82, if these listings are true somewhat. 82, look, right here for Stomatosuchus, the listing is labeled as, again, product name JKL82, which if we just put this in, again, they're out of order, but yeah, all these lumped together. That's actually why, I think it was Plush Boy Q that pointed this out, that mentioned why the Scelidosaurus figure, or at least the creature we thought was Scelidosaurus, is more likely to be Spectrovinator, since its listing, kind like number-wise, kind of lumped in with the other Wave 2 Frenzy packs more. And if, again, assuming that all the listings are kind of similar to this, all of them should be similar in number. Metriacanthosaurus, Triceratops, Cryolophosaurus, and Stomatosuchus are all just, again, right next to each other. And, yeah, this, again, take this with a grain of salt, but this may confirm these rumors as being true. Again, I still say the jury's out a little bit on the strike attacks, and I also do say take it with a grain of salt. But again, I think the strike attacks may be fake, unfortunately, which is a real shame, especially with some of them. Like, we're getting a Dromaeosaurus, so I don't think it's too much of a loss losing Deinonychus. Scelidosaurus, we have Yoxiosaurus, which I also think, again, makes it a little bit less of a loss, though still a little bit disappointed. Estemmenosuchus is easily the most disappointing if it's not true, since, again, Estemmenosuchus is a really needed species, but, yeah. Next, if we throw in Torvosaurus. Right here, Child's Toy 88. You can see this is a, again, let's just go down, and it says batteries not required, which is what you would expect from a Wild Roar figure. So if we go to the package size, like in millimeters, I guess would be the best way to look. I think it is a good bit bigger, and the Wild Roar packaging are quite a bit bigger. I don't know exactly how big this is in millimeters. It is also open box. Again, I will probably have to translate that over to see if that is reasonable for a Wild Roar figure packaging. But yeah, Torvosaurus, product number JKL88. So, this is where it gets interesting. Torvosaurus is one I was less confused about. These next ones, because again, Mattel recently has been kind of going on a trend of doing the second wave, not only better, but also usually with one carnivore plus an aquatic. They did it with Suchomimus and Styxosaurus, and then they did it again with Chalontosaurus and Purosaurus. So again, I was less skeptical of Torvosaurus. It was the Liopleurodon and Tylosaurus. Now, let's start with Liopleurodon. We would realistically only be getting one of these. They could be doing the survival of the line differently, but realistically, it would be more likely we're only getting one of these. So putting the Liopleurodon listing in, a listing does come up, 87. Again, goes right next to the Torvosaurus listing. So 88, 87. And again, I think if I were to actually really check, I honestly don't know what the product number for like Dunkaloscus and stuff is. I'm guessing since these are supposed to be the Wave 2 figures, those Wave 2 strike attacks might slot in with the other numbers that are missing. But we'll check in a second. Tylosaurus, again, this is one I know a lot of people are really, really hopeful for. And one I was really hopeful for, but I do want to say, this is one I did check before doing the video. We put Tylosaurus in. Nothing comes up, at least nothing Mattel branded. Like, if we sort by, there's nothing for Mattel, and if we do newest to oldest date, there's nothing, just like the Mojo Fun figure. So Tylosaurus, I'd still say unconfirmed. Perhaps, again, we don't know the size range for Tylosaurus. Tylosaurus was just assumed to be. So again, maybe this site doesn't have it. I don't know if this site has the reimagined figures. Like, again, I just really don't know. I don't think we saw the reimagined Triceratops when I put Triceratops in, so perhaps it could be a reimagined figure or a Hammond Collection figure or something else in the listing somewhere else. Again, I truly do not know. I'm not going to automatically say it's wrong, but hey. Next, we have Therizinosaurus. It's the Roaring / Therizinosaurus, but I'm just going to put Therizinosaurus in. But, yeah. Also, want to go back to that Liopleurodon figure. It also says batteries required, no, so, yeah. Anyways, next, Therizinosaurus, if we sort by newest to oldest. Or I guess what would be better is searching Mattel. There's 8 listings for Therizinosaurus. And there is one right here at the bottom. If I can open this up. Number 17, interestingly enough. Though the listing went up October 16th. With the, again, the October 27th, I think, is when the Wave 2 figures kind of went up. But for the Wave 1 figures, on the October 16th. That's when all those kind of released. At least the listings. So, JLFI 17. Does that match with the others? Actually, the Therizinosaurus is a bit different, but the listing does kind of go in with the others. I don't know if Mattel has different, like, things for their figures, like the larger figures. But, yeah, going over to, like, battery required, it says no batteries are required, which is interesting, to say the least. Perhaps this could just be the Therizinosaurus that came in the Giganotosaurus set, for some reason being listed differently, though I kind of doubt that. Packaging size, also, if we look at it, I'm trying to see if it matches with, like, the Wild Roars. I think the packaging would actually be smaller than the, wait a minute. Looking at the wrong one. Okay, I've been looking at package dimension for both of them, when I should be looking at this dimension. It is actually still a little bit smaller than the Gigantic Thrasher, which is interesting, because you would not expect that for a Therizinosaurus figure. So something's up about this. This could throw a wrench in my entire theory, but who knows. Therizinosaurus, there is a listing for it. Spinosaurus is another one that has been rumored recently. So let's just throw the Spinosaurus in. Sorry, this is kind of a boring video. We're kind of just looking at listings, but I feel like this could possibly be a way to confirm some of the Jurassic World Survival figures. But I'm just looking through here. I do see a listing right here. JKT72, I think it is. So Mattel Jurassic World Large Dinosaur Action Figure. I don't know if this is I'm gonna open that listing because I don't know. I know there's also some other survival minifigures which you can kind of see there in Rebirth ones. This listing came up on the 16th. Approximately 12 inches. So I do doubt that this is. It says no batteries required. I'm guessing this is for one of the basic Spinosaurus. But if we look at this listing right here, batteries required, which is what you would expect for a large carnivore. I'm just going to close this listing for now. But yeah, JKT72, which again seems likely. So perhaps this is a legit listing for Spinosaurus. Which, interestingly enough, again, none of these match with the other Jurassic World survival figures, these larger ones, which makes me think maybe they're listed differently. I could probably check that really easily by just checking how the other ones fit in. But I also want to check the reimagined Indoraptor, which is one that we do know we're getting an Indoraptor, but we can't confirm it's a reimagined figure per se. At least I don't know if there's any way, because I have not seen a listing for a reimagined Indoraptor. Don't know how people confirmed it, but yeah, maybe that is. But if we're looking up Indoraptor, and we look up Mattel, 12 listings for it, and there are none, which again, I don't see any of the reimagined figures. I just want to go take the word reimagined real fast and slap it in here and search by Mattel and see if any of the reimagined figures come up, even the older ones. So 4 listings for reimagined, and they are Jurassic figures. Though, I don't think this is this the, okay, maybe this is the entire reimagined line, but they don't have the new Giganotosaurus set or anything. They only have the older reimagined figures, the Indominus, the Carno, and the Velociraptor set. So perhaps these reimagined ones, again, are happening. Again, that could actually explain why we're not getting Tylosaurus. Perhaps it's a reimagined figure. Don't want to get your guys' hopes up too far, but yeah, I'm just going to list, well, Indoraptor's confirmed, but we don't have a product number for it, so yeah. These are all the Jurassic World Survival toys. Again, this could be very wrong, and I want you to take this with a major grain of salt, but this could possibly confirm some of the figures. I just want to, again, go back and actually check. I have a bookmark. The Dungalossius Strike Attack figure, just to see its number, which is, let's see, is it anywhere? Okay, JKL73, which does seem to be pretty close to, these other figures, and probably if I check more, like the, I don't know. Let's try, okay, maybe I'll do that in another video, check the other listings to see if, make sure they match. But again, you could do this on your own if you really want to for the wild raws and stuff. But yeah, I know there are listings for them. And yeah, this is just kind of a video that may confirm them. Again, take this with a grain of salt, but assuming these are correct, this does confirm the entire Wave 2 wild raw figures. So Metriacanthosaurus, Triceratops, Cryolophosaurus, Stomatosuchus, and then the Wave 2 gigantic thrashers to be Torvosaurus and Liopleurodon. And then also kind of confirms Therizinosaurus and Spinosaurus, though that one, I don't know exactly how that fits in. Again, maybe they just have the larger figures kind of listed slightly differently than the other ones. But, yeah. So as of now, the figures that I would definitely take with a grain of salt are Scelidosaurus, Estemmenosuchus, and Deinonychus, because frankly, they just don't fit in as Strike Attack figures with how Mattel releases Strike Attack figures. Perhaps they could be, again, Dino Trackers is interesting. It really shows how Mattel releases the Danger Pack / Frenzy Pack figures. I would not be completely surprised if these guys released as those, because again, instead of doing full waves, I think they did 3 full waves, and then they just released a few extra afterwards. Like, I think they released, like, first, like a re-release of something plus 2 other figures, and then after that released just like 1 figure plus another re-release. I think it was like the Borealopelta, Dacosaurus, and Rhinothechirus. They kind of released those weird, not in a full wave, but just as extra figures. So perhaps these could be Strike Attack figures instead, and they just don't have listings yet. And then Tylosaurus, again, it could be a reimagined figure. They don't seem to have all the reimagined figure listings here. So yeah, Therizinosaurus, I don't know if it's going to be a Roar and Strike Therizinosaurus. Maybe I'll just put the entire phrase Roar and Strike Therizinosaurus in to see if the listing still, if that same listing still comes up when I do that. But yeah. If we sort by Mattel, well, I mean, that kind of pulls up a bunch of other stuff too. And then newest to oldest. Yeah, again, it's just kind of weird. It doesn't really pull up it specifically. So I honestly don't know what's going on. But again, from what I've seen, it does seem to be somewhat in line for Therizinosaurus. Interestingly, again, not to have any batteries, which is what honestly is weird, and the size seems a bit small. Spinosaurus, though, seems to fit in, so I think we are getting a reimagined a Jurassic World Survival Spinosaurus, which is definitely interesting to see. Again, just what are your guys' thoughts on this? How reliable do you think this is? And I really just hope you guys enjoyed this video. Anyways, I will see you guys in the next one. Again, take this with a major grain of salt. And if you decide to spread this information, make sure to mention that to take this with a grain of salt, because again, I cannot really confirm any of this. And these have been rumored for a bit, but this could possibly confirm that these listings are legit. Since again, this site has so many listings that have been legit so far, so I don't see why these ones may not. Also, again, they don't have the names of the species on the listings, but yeah, perhaps something in like they have it like somewhere in like code or something that these do come up with it. But yeah, again, yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll probably put like this full list of the creatures that we checked in this video in the description, so you can see their product numbers and stuff if you like to. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I know I've just ended this video like 12 different times, but I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.